Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I must admit, last night it dawned on me just how long amount of time it is going to take me to do the Ken Kratz sexting scandal justice. There is just so much to go through, and I don't mind admitting that I had a word with Eric Rose and said, could you help me out on this and do some of the DCI reports, and he said yes, he would. So look forward to not just me talking about Ken Kratz and the sexting scandal, but to look forward to the dude as well. Okay, so I'm wearing my black shirt and marathon tie, and hopefully nobody will confuse me with the dude, but that's forgivable. There, as I say, there is an amazing amount of information on the Convoluted Brian site. Once again, I will endeavour to leave the link in the description. Just tons and tons of material, but going through that material, one really gets a sense of the character of Ken Kratz. You discover that Ken Kratz loves to try and throw his considerable weight around. And sometimes he is able to, to shut things down, to shut people up. I get the impression that the Department of Justice is very willing to hide certain things. Does that sound familiar? The 95 phone call. Within these departments, one wonders who it is that draws the lines. What is and isn't acceptable to not disclose and make public. It's interesting that due to the November 09 case, I say the one highlighted in Making a Murderer, that victim actually came forward in October, went to the Kirkcaldy Police Department, and obviously that police department then got in touch with the Wisconsin DOJ, hence the reason why early November there is a flurry of emails to and from DOJ, particularly from I've got a note of it here. Where did I put them? I've done a whole list of the emails back and forward. It runs to, I think, 16 emails to and from Ken Kratz and this agent or person, Kevin Potter. Let's have a look at some of the stuff that was being sent back and forward. As I say, 16 emails within the space of about a fortnight. So Ken Kratz writes to Kevin Potter, 3rd of November, 10 minutes past 3 in the afternoon. He writes, "You should be well aware of my 25-year reputation in the prosecution community. It is disturbing that you have not noted that reality or my dedication to the rights of crime victims once in your contacts with me regarding this matter." So Kratz is, he's been told, it was inappropriate to do what he did in sending these messages to the victim, SVG. And the Department of Justice has said, well, it wasn't just you being friendly and nice to the woman. It was serious sexual harassment. But of course, Ken Kratz is, well, I'm the big almighty. You can't bully me into doing things. When he talks about the reality, of my dedication to the rights of crime victims, Ken, does that basically translate as, they get to enjoy the Ken Kratz personal touch? Well, clearly it does. He then carries on. You must remember back when you prosecuted cases. We do things not because we can. Well, we know that's not true, but Ken does have a superiority complex, but because we should. One of our common mentors, Doug Haig, taught me that. And again, it's funny how he's mentioning names to try and ingratiate on the people, as if, come on, pal, you're one of us. You're one of us. You shouldn't be trying to make this awkward for me. No, Ken, it's just corruption. It's just trying to hide what you did and trying to get other people to hide it as well. He then gets angrier, as we've seen already. He carries on. I asked you to identify what violation was committed. To date, you have only suggested what violations could have been committed if I had not relinquished prosecution authority in the case. This is the interesting bit. I was of the understanding that I enlisted a special prosecutor so there would not be any ethical problems. In other words, Ken Kratz thought that he could simply step aside, appoint somebody else, and that it would be all brushed over, all taken care of, gone away. No repercussions for him. I am willing to discuss what information you believe the Wisconsin District Attorney Association should be told. You suggest that my position has become counterproductive. Let's see. I was cooperating during your initial call, remorseful, agreed to step aside, willing to apologise to SVG. I reminded you of my spotless record of ethics in 25 years. Ken, it's becoming like a worn-out record. How many times have you told these people, I've got this unblemished 25-year record, as if now that I've got this record, I can be allowed to do anything. Well, of course, the thing is, we've got other emails and we've got other reports to look at. You were choosing victims of your sexting as far back as 1999, but that's for a later video. That's okay. So, willing to apologise to SVG. I reminded you of my spotless record of ethics in 25 years and my tireless advocacy of crime victims. No, as I said, there's no wonder that you were quite happy serving on the board and wanted to make yourself present at every single case so that you could check up and see who you could sext next. He complains that having offered to step aside, which should have brushed it all under the carpet, and to apologise to SVG, now he's wanting to know what he is meant to disclose to the District Attorneys Association, and he says, so your response of the DOJ was to resign from the Criminal Victims' Rights Boards, or we'll make this public. Tarnish your reputation with your peers and possibly the public, and as an added bonus, we'll report you to the ORL. I think that's the Office of Regulations of Lawyers. He puts sarcastically at the end, remind me how play nice with DOJ has helped. So he's wanting help from the DOJ to cover up, and they did for a certain amount of time. Anyway, as I say, watch out for hopefully the dude Kratz going to help me with the DCI reports. I've still got to go through the rest of these emails although I think that might be the last one of those. Next is the ORL report. As I say, I think there's another CRVB report to look at, and as I say, I'm gonna see if the dude will help me with the DCI reports. Okay, I'll catch you again soon. I'm enjoying this. Bye for now.